Alright, let's see what we got here for some heat shrink. Yeah, running low on supplies. I had another piece kicking around. That's not gonna do it. Those are probably too small. Oh yeah, they won't go on the other. And my other ones are all too big. I've used up all the appropriate sized ones. This might actually. It's that problem about being broke or cheap or both. If I can get it over this, I mean, then I'm really be in business. But I don't think I can. Yeah. Oh well. Nope. That's too tight. What to do? Well, I guess I can do that for the first little section of it and use that for the other half of it. This one first and that one second. Sure. Except it's probably gonna melt on me from the heat because I didn't bring the wire back enough. Scissors. Yeah, so I'm not gonna open up the actual auxiliary jack. You know, I would do it if I was replacing going higher gauge, but since it's just 18 to 18, I am just going to solder these together and do some shrink wrapping and call it a day for both these. Hopefully that doesn't melt from the heat and I can still get the other one over or get it pulled down and into place. Really need to remember that kind of stuff. And then I was going to use my very last one here and go down on these guys. Ugh. Go down on this gal here. That's definitely right. Anyway, where was I now? For something to cover the whole scope of it up in the end when it's all said and done. Yeah, no, sorry guys, you didn't have to be subjected to that, but you were. You came for the ride and got more than you paid for. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, you know. Alright, before I go twisting these together and then soldering them, I'm going to plug in my soldering iron, the garbage one I got, and two, I don't know my plus and my negative, so before I go soldering anything, I better hook this up temporarily to something and verify I got the right, got what I want in the right spot. So I'll pause this for now, I guess. Alrighty, I verified which side was which. This is indeed my positive. This is my ground, our negative today. And now we're going to get them set up. What's the best way of doing this? I'm still a complete noob when it comes to soldering, so bear with me. I'm gonna just twist this one together for now, and if I solder that, I'm probably not gonna get that on there, am I? Unless I do the world's lightest soldering joint, which that's probably exactly how it's supposed to be. Yeah, like I said, noob at soldering. I didn't plug in the soldering iron. Oh, I'm gonna have to wait for that while it is messing around. Yeah, just a standard little guy here. Nah, we want it over on the side. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Way to waste the time. Alright, so I'm gonna let that heat up, and then I'm gonna get the rest of my soldering supplies and my little handy dandy tools. I'll be back in another few seconds. This is the handy dandy tool I was talking about. Oh, why is that so loose? And why is that so loose? Yeah. was tired of using inadequate surfaces and areas to try and hold everything proper while I was doing this before. So now I finally got something a little proper. Get a bit of flux here. I'm gonna use this tiny. I'm gonna use this small stuff here. Or should I use the thicker? I don't know. The thing is, I don't really want to make a mess because I want that little tiny tube to be able to slip over that area. Overkill on the flux, I'm sure. If there's such a thing. I'm sure there is. I just, I'm the newbie here. Much of this I've done, I still don't know nothing. Anyways, I'm going to get this all put together, shrink wrapped up, and then at least one side's completed. And then from there, I've got the other cord I want to do up. Where is it? Oh yeah, back here. Alright, I need the shrink wrap for now. I'm going to need more shrink wrap. But yeah, so this guy I'm going to swap to one just like what we're using for the hub side. So I'm going to have solid connection going to the solar generator. I'll have a solid connection for my cooler, because that gets hot and it shouldn't. Melt the tip of the solder first. Oh, it might not be hot enough yet. Come on, that's how you're supposed to do it. Never had success doing it the proper way. Yeah, I should have let that get a lot hotter. That's my problem. The iron, I imagine, because that's... I'm used to watching the solder just completely flow. Too hard. Not like I got the proper tripod or anything for you. Oh, one thing at a time, Barry. Oh yeah, that shrink wrap is melted where I didn't want to. Well, it did it completely wrong, but that connection, it looks pretty solid now. I got some plastic on my tip. Oh, you know what? That's still spinning. The flux, I can cool it down quick enough. I mean, I might actually be able to still get that where I want to. I just have to let that cool down. And hopefully this doesn't melt. The flux gives me a bit of slip and slide here. Is that cool enough yet? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? What a time waste, eh? Yeah, I've actually colored that was white before I used some permanent marker just so I wouldn't forget. Or mess it up, because nothing worse. Nothing worse. Same thing's probably going to happen when I do that side. I'm just going to go for it. That's as much as I wanted on there anyway, because the other side's going to cover it. Because that's how I plan to do it this time around, because God, I didn't have the right stuff. Alright, let's unhook this, twist this up, and then we're going to get this side soldered up too. Oop, get down there. Oh, let's not forget you. Let's not forget you. I guess there's an Arkell show somewhere tonight. I hear the neighborhood talking about it. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, everyone's gonna go have a good time. I'm enjoying myself. Okay. Let's get us all twisty. really got that zoom up, eh? Didn't twist that as good as the other side, but you know what? I don't think it's going to be a problem. Might make it a little iffy for my shrink wrap to go over it, but guess I'll deal with that when the time comes. Alright, get it all fastened up again for some easy workings. Please keep the heat away from the shrink wrap. Fluxity flux. I'm sure I use way more of this than I need. I probably don't even need it for this application. I don't know. Hey, you know what? We can teach each other. Someone can chime in and tell me yes, no, maybe so. And then I can stop second guessing. Or I could look it up, but, you know, gotten this far without doing that. Good times, right? Alright, so let's heat it up from underneath. The way you're supposed to do it. Oh, I can see the old solder kind of. Yeah, too bad. Well, you know what? It's all getting soaked up. And I think that's probably as much as I need. Sure, that looks great. Clean the tip on my bronze. And oh yeah, that's not moving at all right now. Come on, spin around for me. Yeah, I have to dry my fingers off and then try it again. Alright, well, you don't need to see me shrink wrap things. I don't know if you care to watch me try and test this after. Alright, got it spinning. I might be able to slide that down once it cools down. And then I can do the other half of the shrink wrap too. Perfect. You know, and I like things being at least semi-protected. Yeah, you know what, I'll be able to get it down at least more than half of it, and I'll have the other side slip over and cover the other half, and then I'll have the giant section there come on in and cover it all up. I'll probably just go from there to here, and it should be fine. Alright, so that's one done. And now I'm going to probably tear apart another and do the cooler, or potentially do some bastion of XT60 for a cooler connect. I don't know. I doubt it. We'll see. Let you know what happens. I'll show you the end result, and yeah, I got a little battery charging up right now. Where are we at? 81. Cool stuff. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. This was your content time. Peace.